everyone, it's Crystal, and today I'm going to go over the what the heck did I read for the month of November. I know we're a little bit into December right now, but you know, the holidays are a busy time of year, so I'm finally getting around to filming. Please keep watching if you're interested to see all the books that I read. Okay guys, number one thing that I do need to talk about though is, I've mentioned it before, probably a couple of times now if I remember correctly, but I have joined a couple other geek channels and we have started almost a networking program that we're looking to get started called Geek By Numbers. Consists of me, a couple podcasts, and even a web series that is in production right now, and we are super excited to get this family going, to be able to support each other. We just started our Kickstarter as of Black Friday, you know, that fun shopping day and shopping weekend. Give us your money. Really, I'm excited about having this opportunity to team up with a couple other geeky groups and support each other, get their love in return, and so please, please, please check out our Kickstarter. I will have the link below, and then we will be able to keep providing you with wonderful content as well as give you a sort of mothership space for you to find new and exciting geeky things. So please go ahead and check it out. So the first book that I actually read for the month of November is Fablehaven. Now, let me just preface that real quick. Okay, so I borrowed this book from the library, so it's a digital format, and off of the recommendation of one of my friends on Facebook. It is a mid-grade book, and I was like, oh, okay, I know it's gonna be fantasy-based and, you know, something enjoyable, starting with fairies and all this other stuff, and I eat through the book in, what, 24 hours? Something like that. It was ridiculous. It was so addicting, I could not literally put the book down. Like, I was in bed and Kevin would come in going, "What are you doing? Why aren't you sleeping?" And I'm like, I can't stop reading this book. And read it during dinner, read it while we were watching other television shows, which is really weird, and just, I could not put the book down. So of course, after I ate that one up, I had to grab book 2, and then book 3, and then before I knew it, I was on book 4, and it was only 1 week into November, and so I want to say, it's a pretty good series. Now, like I said, it's a mid-grade series. Essentially, these two kids are forced to go and stay at Grandma and Grandpa's house while their parents are out on a cruise. They don't really know Grandma and Grandpa too well because Grandma and Grandpa never show up. So they very apprehensively go to the house. Grandma and Grandpa are very apprehensive about them being there, set a whole bunch of strict rules about don't go out of the yard, don't do this, don't do that, be good rule followers, and of course the younger brother does not listen. He breaks a whole bunch of rules, and in doing so finds out that the grandparents are in charge of basically a fairy haven. Sort of a place, a safe space for all these mythical creatures to be living, while the rest of the world is changing and their natural habitats are being destroyed. They are all of a sudden sent to these habitats to be taken care of, be monitored, and basically survive for the rest of their preternatural lives, or crazy immortal lives, as the case may be. And you find out that it's just these kids hanging out and learning about fairies, learning about witches, learning about all these crazy animals that their grandparents, which turn out to be pretty dang cool, are taking care of and have friendships with, and it's a really good series. Now, I'm not going to go into any spoilers, but I will tell you, I actually physically had to go grab the books for my library. I needed them, and they are about that thick a piece. And so when I'm saying that I read this in 24 hours, that's a huge feat. And then to say that I read 4 of them, well, that's quite a bit of reading there. So, needless to say, really, I recommend checking it out. The author's name is Brandon Mull. Fabulous writing, fabulous author. I haven't gotten into book 5 because I needed to halt. After 4 books in the series, I was like, okay, I love this series, but I need to have some diversity in there, so I did end up putting it down. The next book that I picked up was actually a very popular book on YouTube, which is why I decided to grab it. I picked up Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now, everybody on YouTube loves it. I thought it was a really interesting concept. This assassin who's been put into a work camp where people don't even survive a month, she's been there for well over a year, is picked out by the prince to become his tribute in this battle to who can be the biggest baddie and become the king's assassin. So you go through the story of her fighting all these other male, of course, soldiers and assassins and pretty much anybody that all these counts and dukes and whoever else is in the royal court decides to pick up as their own tributes and battle it out. Now, it was a really good book. I plan on reading number 2. I'm not going to give much away, obviously, because no spoilers, but I recommend checking it out. It's a really interesting read. It kept me very engaged, so yeah. Take a look. And then the last book that I read for the month of November, because the other books were all pretty hefty, was a smaller paperback book, mystery, The Trouble with Magic by Madeline Alt. And I've read this book before. It's actually a really fun read. It's basically a small town, I think Missouri, where the main character all of a sudden loses her job, but happens to have one literally fall into her lap, or no, she falls into its lap, and it's a match made in heaven, and then a murder happens. Really kitschy, really quick. I recommend reading it if you're looking for something a little bit light, definitely more mystery-based than magical-based, which is kind of fun. I mean, that's the whole reason I would put it into more of the mystery category than fantasy, but if you're interested, check it out. Okay, everyone, and that is essentially what I read for the month of November. Now, December has already had a little bit of a slow start just because I read so much in the last 2 months and the holidays are coming up, but I will definitely let you guys know what I end up reading, as well as keep up with the Geek by Numbers Kickstarter. I know that I posted a link below. I'll probably have a little video link somewhere around here, so you can go ahead and check it out. Please, please, please donate to us. That way we can keep giving you good quality geek content. And as always, go ahead, subscribe, give me a big old thumbs up, comment below if you've read any of the books or what you thought of them, and then let me know what you're reading for the month of December, because I am looking for new titles. As it is, I hope you guys have a happy holidays, and I will see you later. Bye, guys!